video calls. So it's gonna be turmoil. That's why I hope the guy doesn't happen, but us as creatures, we never made rational tips. We always been at it.
So are there people over there like stationed or like if something does go wrong in Iran?
To make Israel an inhabitable place for investment, tourism, which is practically what Israel needs to continue. And especially in these times where you have a rising Turkey, you have a rising Syria, you have a powerful Egypt. And these nations are all like, they're preparing to inherit the world because of board of peace, and Europe is just obsolete.
But Miko will inherit the earth.
It's just, we need to be careful of stink bombs. Remember Call of Duty when you're playing that game? I forgot which one. It was Modern Warfare, the first one where the nuke goes.
What was your Katie
Remember that, man. They've been preparing us for this shit. Like, if a nuke goes off, it is the Israelis.
Yeah, they've been preparing this with propaganda for years. Like, look at Top Gun 2 a few years ago. That was like Iranian fighters they were fighting against in the mountains of Iran.
There's no nuke. There's nothing. No one's talking about nuclear weapons. I don't know why people.
Well, Trump has three options, David. He can declare victory and withdraw the U.S. from the Middle East permanently, which will leave Israel as a sitting duck. He can use ground troops and try to force regime change that way, or he can use nukes.
Or we can let our allies engage in the way they have been, and Iran will say, okay, we surrender, and then we can go from there.
Or we can look at the fact that we've been training in Afghanistan, which is in the same type of environment as the outer coasts of the water for the past 20 years, and we only lost 2,500 soldiers, and we had 20,000 injuries. So we did a nice 20-year scan. So you think you're overestimating how dangerous the terrain is going to be in Iran when we basically spitball gaming it for the past 20 years in Afghanistan.
Yeah, you guys lost Afghanistan.
We lost Afghanistan. Yeah, we lost Afghanistan. Shipwreck in Iran is way more treacherous than Afghanistan.
Why are you saying you guys, Rico? You're American. Stop saying you guys.
Let Shipwreck finish. No,
listen. We were underprepared for the Afghanistani war. We trained we had to close down the jungle warfare school because we trained for the wrong terrain for quite some time. We weren't looking at going into this. We were looking at desert. We had the facility out the West Coast that we use all the time I can't remember the name, but it's been like 10 years. But there's a facility out there. We trained desert. We had jungles down in Panama. We were training for the wrong terrains, but we've greatly improved our technology, our training, our operations. Even though we took those losses, if you look at over the course of the years and the time span we were there, it's pretty insignificant compared to other warfare that we've been in. So I think people kind of underestimate how we're going to go into Iran. I don't think it's going to be like a Kuwait driving up through Iraq like I did or some other people in the room. It's going to be completely different. And I think you probably see 82nd, 101st using a lot of those air assets. You also aren't landlocked like you were in Afghanistan. You have waterways which you can control and support from. so you don't have to have as many on land bases. There's a lot of things that people aren't really considering when you look at total warfare. So even though you view Afghanistan as a loss, that was batting practice.
Afghanistan is a loss. There will be no American troops in Iran. If America does that, that's just, again, there's no reason for that. That just doesn't make any sense.
Iranian
We already have troops. We already have troops anyways. We got Peshmerga Kurds. We got the Afghans. Don't forget, the Afghans do have Persian roots. As a civilization, they are part of that Achaemenid-like Persian civilization. So they can make claims. They can go into Iran and act like kingmakers because, you know what, they got the right. And even the people in Iran are not going to be looking at the Afghans like they're, you know, from outer space. Like, at the end of the day, they got some Persian credits, you could say.
That's right.
So that could happen. There are the Baluchistan as well. The worst case scenario for us, we'll let the Turks take care of it. But then that turns the Turks into a superpower. And actually, that's what the Turks are counting on. Actually, there's a lot of people in the world who are counting on the America making such a dumb mistake like that. But I just don't see anyone in the Pentagon signing off on that unless they got an Epstein files.
Well, the Turks have been acting like they have so much power for a long time anyway. So the last thing we need to give them is more
Turks
power.
have a lot of power because they got the tech, they got the steel, and they got the military industry. The Arab world got the fervor and got the youth, and it got the holy sites, and Iran, they got the creativity, the out of the box kind of ingenuity kind of thing. So it's all you need to do is once the Turks are done with the engines for the 5th Gen Con and they're manufacturing submarines, that's it. You plug in Arab money,
That's right.
you recruit soldiers, game over, rise of Sunni Axis or Caliphate or Neo-Ottoman Empire or whatever you want to call it.
Well, by the way, Naftali Bennett wants to go after Turkey next. Like, Israel wants to be the regional superpower. Like, they're going to take out all those. Yeah, so.
They're not take out Turkey.
No, Israel.
No, they're going to use America to do
They
it.
have a benefit to
NATO versus NATO.
keeping Turkey happy. The same way, like they're trying to keep Syria happy. Now that what's his name? Your boy is gone. Like they're trying to keep Syria happy as well.
Yeah, we don't.
So why is Naftali Bennett on camera saying we want to point our guns at Turkey next?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to explain. So the issue of Israel is a demographic issue. It's also an economic, military issue. So when you see prospering states around you, these states have millions, tens of millions, if not 100 million. You know, there's 400 million Arabs alone in the MENA region, 100 million Turks, and it's 100 million in Iran. You know, Jews in Israel, 7 million, 8 million. You know, and come on, a third of those guys, if not a half of them, are just Slavs anyway. So, you know, they don't have a population. So they resort to sabotaging the states around them via war and you know, the Yalon plan, which later evolved into the new Middle East. And that collapsed pretty much with the fall of Assad and the rise of the Sunni Axis. So now you have to negotiate. And you got to negotiate with Turkey and the Gulf and Egypt because that's your triangle. That's your Middle Eastern triangle. That is the triangle of power. Saudi money, Egyptian troops, your cannon fodder, and
The
Turkish
influence.
weaponry and special forces, you know, operational command.
It's unfortunate they have so much oil in the Middle East, or we could just like nuke everything over there. Be done.
Well, if they didn't have the oil, we didn't have to even nuke them. We just leave them alone.
Plus strategic, like
But they do have routes.
routes, commercial routes, naval routes.
Yeah, we can always go around little ways.
Suez Canal, we could go back a few centuries and go around Africa.
I mean, as somebody who ships from China, yeah, we would have to do that.
Yeah, so Israel, what has Israel got? Israel got desperate options. This just escalates out of control, a regional war where they somehow remain in isolation, like kind of in isolation away from it, while still kind of fueling it. And just all its enemies are taken out in this war. And
they're not enemies.
They want
anymore.
And they have a name for it. It's called Edom versus Ishmael. That's what they want.
So all these countries, like...
oh yeah, this is all this Amalek, all this weird gibberish Israelis believe.
I guarantee you, obviously, I don't know, but I guarantee you, a lot of these kings and princesses, all they care about is like keeping their people happy and keeping tourists coming and the money flowing. That's all that matters. Like, it doesn't matter
That's not what Israel cares about.
But no, I'm saying, like, in their mind, obviously, like, I don't know.
In the world's mind, of
Are
course.
you telling me, like,
no, Israel don't.
Are you telling me the princes of UAE, they don't care about whether somebody is Jewish or not? They don't care about that. They care about if they're coming or not coming.
No, I'm saying that.
Yeah, I know, but that's
no one
my
cares
point.
whether you're Jewish or not. It's not the issue.
I agree with you, Lemmy.
We don't even see them as like. We're even surprised this is happening, like the whole Zionism thing. But we'll deal with those guys. But again, their issue, they can't live peacefully. Why? Because they have a demographic issue. Even if they live peacefully right now, let's say, in just in 200 years, they'll all be assimilated. They'll be Arabized. It'll be game over for them.
What does Arabize mean?
Google it.
No, you tell me.
A culture-ish.
Define it for us.
Define these nuts.
Yo, Sick, what's good, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing, Brian?
The things they're not.
I've been seeing your videos pop up in my feed, bro. You out there doing your First Amendment thing, man. Much respect to you.
What, on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm seeing your videos pop up in my feed, man. Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it, bro. I wonder if this shit should be illegal, bro. Keeping potholes in the city, bro. Knowing that there's a pothole, bro. Like, I just seen
You can actually, I don't know what state or city you're in, but like in New Jersey, you can actually get compensated
to the shit about the pothole.
Wow, he just kicked you. Wow, he just kicked you.
It's why like the debate everybody's having over this shit is like, I'm sure if more people actually, took a stand on their right and fought for the fucking pothole, they wouldn't wait that long and they wouldn't have the pothole still there. But of course they measured their losses and realized the amount of people that's gonna complain versus actually getting this shit fixed. They don't give a
bro, yo, RJ, the pothole that I just seen right now, bro, is bro, that's just gonna break your rim immediately, bro.
Did you call it in?
That's why I'm driving New York. Every time I go home, I do my shit and take the train.
Who do you call? I don't even like.
If you're in New York, call 311 and tell them it's a pothole.
That's his point, though. It's not our job. We pay taxes for the motherfuckers to be on their job.
It's a little hole, bro. You can't go fill that bitch up, my nigga.
Yeah, like the mayor. It's like
call 911. They'll put a cone.
Oh shit! Yo, RJ, you said you're in New York?
No, I'm from there.
Oh, you're from there? Okay.
If you was in the room right now.
I was gonna ask you, what's it been like since Mondami's bitch ass took over?
Speaking from afar, from there, I think it's bullshit. There's no room for socialism in a town like New York City. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I don't give a fuck. How for the people you feel as you're running But that very next day after you're elected, the whole world is at your doorstep with a duffel bag to get some shit done. So we'll see how long that mentality lasts.
Yeah, like everyone's a socialist until there's somebody coming in the door. Well, I'll give you this.
Yeah, like you're literally the king of the city that owns Wall Street. The fuck is we talking about? You're not about capitalism. Shut up.
Exactly. Yeah. But I will say it was pretty eye-opening when he came to the White House the first time, and it was a great. Apparently, between both of them, it was a great meeting. And he came to the White House the second time a couple days ago. Also, according to him, a great meeting. So apparently, they have a great relationship. A communist and a capitalist can always get along.
I would say that they can get along because they're after the same things.
And also, Trump has a lot of properties in New York. He's like, it's a shame if anything happened to any of your buildings.
Well, he's owned property in New York for a very long time. That's not.
Yeah, like he has properties on the upper West Side. Don't forget Trump International, Trump Tower, Trump Park, Trump Soho, a lot of places. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? David?
Yo.
You can answer if you don't have to. You don't want to. But have you ever been punched in the face?
No.
All right, thank you.
You think you deserve it, David?
I don't think so. No.
You don't think so? You sounded undetermined. Like, which one is it?
Even when I was in school, like I got into like a pushing match with
this is not a
somebody that I've never been
We're not
to
going
a
to
fist
talk about
fight.
your childhood locker room making out with your boyfriend experience. Okay, knock that shit out.
I got a quick question. So I understand that Trump owns a lot of property in New York and actually throughout the world, but why does he spend so much time in Epstein Island?
Oh my God! That's what you want to talk about, you faggot?
Yeah, there's
But it's Epstein Island shit is so weird.
So for those that don't know,
that shit is like designed just to
just
to
to
cause
cause
confusion.
sexuality. He wants my penis.
That's the thing, RG. There's nothing that's come out yet that says he's actually been to the island. So
Yeah, it's like where's the same energy for like Chris Tucker?
I don't give a fuck. What did Chris Tucker do? What did Chris
Y'all
Tucker
care
do?
about that
I mean,
shit.
if you go through the J mail, it's like 5 photos with him,
Wait, was Chris Tucker
like different outfits and everything, like not all one night. Like this is different, Chris Tucker was with the shits, man.
Yeah, I don't care that Donald Trump's killing.
Nah, in his defense, he mentioned how he did he was part of, I guess, like the Clinton initiative. They used like his jet or something, or they flew with him to go do some like charity shit, and they had Chris Tucker tagging along, because of his
quote-unquote charity. That's why the Clinton Foundation is always under scrutiny because,
You know what's strange? I actually, I was like right before I went to the military in my early 20s. This was like right when Obama got elected. He wasn't inaugurated yet. I actually worked for the Clinton Initiative as like they had like a security contract with this company that I was working for, and I don't know, I forgot the company name, bro. But these motherfuckers had to be like top fish because all their contracts was like elite corporate buildings in Manhattan, like Fifth Ave, like right where the Apple store is, Cartier stores, so this was the Clinton. Matter of fact, we even did when the Lehman Brothers, that day when the Lehman Brothers went shut down. If you pay attention, this is around the same time frame as Obama, but that was when they pretty much had the security contract for that. But they were scared that all employees was going to destroy files and shit. Like I was in the building with fucking CNN running in front, going crazy in front of their, interviewing anybody that came out. They's like, what do you know? What do you know? I don't know shit. I'm just security.
RJ, are you a liberal?
What does that mean?
you don't have to answer that question. What is the
He's ready to troll. I'm having a real conversation.
Dick's on my ass. He's in the good. Y'all can bring him up.
What is it? What is
What I was about to say? Oh, Clinton Initiative. Yeah.
What did they
it's
actually
weird.
do?
It was
like,
weird,
What did
bro.
they actually do?
It was so. This was at the Sheraton Hotel in New York.
I see.
It was a lot of like top. No. That's not considered Times Square for real. Well, yeah, I guess it's like at the tip of it, in the very end of it. But yeah, it was a lot of elite motherfuckers like the Kim Mutombo, sheikhs from all over the world. Like it was anybody you could think of that had some like political power and influence was in this fucking building. And I didn't know that it was all full of shit till like years. I didn't know it was full of shit till years later. I realized like it was all like a front to pillage and rape Haiti.
Yeah, whatever happened to the Haiti investigation when the Clinton Foundation got millions of dollars for Haiti, and whatever happened to that money, I don't know.
Right, I think I know what happened. That fucking bitch took all the money.
Who, Hillary?
Allegedly.
But that's what bothers me too. It's like she's an antagonist when it comes to like exposing people. And it's like, if I would lay the fuck low. You know? It's like, why do you keep fucking with people knowing you dirty as fuck too?
Because she's a woman, bro. She's a woman.
It was not her.
It was her husband. The fuck?
Her brother got all those fucking deals.
Yeah, but when we talk about the Clinton Initiative, like that's Bill.
That's like the whole Biden. Is that why Biden pardoned his brother? Because like, you know, he was maybe doing side deals, and that's why like they gave him a blanket pardon, like in case he does anything bad in the past and the future or whatever, right? That's crazy. Like, why would Biden give his brother a pardon when he did nothing wrong, unless he's maybe doing something wrong?
I want to pardon that ass.
I want to pardon for anything I can possibly do in the future. That'd be a beautiful pardon.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all really believe America is ending?
Fuck,
like
we gonna be
like away
from America,
away from like away from conspiracy theories or all of that shit. Like, do y'all think that America is
That's not what the
like that? Well, what does America look like 100 years from now?
Israel.
the most important country in the world.
There's an Israel left.
Israel 2.0.
He's looking very Gaza Strip right now.
What's up?
I don't know. I read.
Wait, hold on. I have to correct something.
I'm
Brian, you gotta hit me up later, bro, because I'm running my room, man. Yeah, I don't do privates when I'm running my room, bro.
Yeah, stop calling men. That's gay, Brian. See, worst thing you do is get that man your phone number. He'll call you and then he'll send you text messages a lot.
There's nothing wrong DMing a person on Clubhouse.
No, it's not. But when
I didn't do that for the record. But
David, shut up.
when it's excessive, like more than a female that you're not interested in, then there's a problem, and that's a man. Look, he's calling him right now.
ooh.
Hey, can somebody reiterate that point that they made about the jump, the pardon that Hunter Biden had got?
Yeah, Biden gave a blanket pardon for any future crimes.
Which is smart because he knows his son's a
He gave it to not just his son. He also gave it to the guy. Who's the guy from COVID? The big guy.
Oh, Dr.
Fauci.
Fauci.
Yeah, Fauci. Yeah, he gave him a blanket pardon as well.
Yeah, because he was telling everybody to take an experimental drug.
Well, he gave Hunter Biden a pardon for the last 10 years, going back to 2014.
Yeah, I don't know what people.
That means, like, you know what that means. That means that if there was a crime that was committed, we're not allowed to bring him to justice for crimes that he committed on a blanket basis.
Yeah, but the pardon was.
It doesn't matter what the crime was.
Over there, the pardon was never for anything in the future that he might do. That is called immunity.
No, right? What I mean by future, is like.
Hold on for a second.
I want to explain.
Gave him
Can I explain?
a 10-year blanket pardon going back to 2014.
Right, my
Correct.
2024.
So if he
Okay,
did
I
anything
apologize.
in that time period,
Okay. Yeah, my apology. To clarify, the blanket pardon was based on crimes he could have committed in the past for future, lawsuits.
For future
That's what I meant. I didn't mean like, okay, like if you kill somebody tomorrow, it doesn't mean that's a pardon. I didn't mean that. I meant like a blanket pardon for any if a judge found that he did.
Pardon for any crime he may have been committed but has not been brought to light.
Correct. Thank you, Brad.
He gave 4,285 clemency and 80 pardons.
Right.
isn't that nepotism?
Well, nepotism is that's just
Work related?
No.
Listening to you, Bogadiah, try to discuss politics is
So then that would be
what I'm doing
nepotism,
right
right?
now, which is shopping with my daughter for clothes. Like, it is annoying as hell.
That's crazy, Brad, because I'm just about to go do the exact same thing.
wait. Is it like a new school year or something? Why is everyone stopping for clothes?
Well, my daughter's 22, so.
Hey, you old man.
Docs.
Right. I look good for my age. Stay
There
in
you
your
go.
daughter's lives, Dad. No matter how old they get, stay in their lives.
Nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna abandon all my kids.
No, I'm about to go do some last minute shopping before we leave on this damn trip.
When they start caring about the kids,
Where are you going?
in Epstein Island, I'll start caring about my kids. So
There was no evidence of kids in Epstein Island. Where are you going?
that's right. Protect the pedophiles.
I'm not predicting anybody. I'm just telling you facts.
Going to the Virgin Islands for a week.
Nice. The British or the U.S. Virgin Islands? Which one?
U.S.
Nice. Okay.
Just a quick family vacation and shit.
Yeah, I don't know what part of the country you're in, but to get away to the Caribbean is a good time. It's very cold up here in the Northeast.
Yeah, I'm in the Midwest, so we just got some rain this morning and shit. So still feels pretty cool outside. So fuck that. After it was just 77, 78 degrees yesterday.
Flex. I haven't seen. I don't think we've seen like 50 for like 3 months at this point. I saw snow. Like I saw a little snow pile, so lingering.
Dude, you live in New Jersey. You're going to see snow till fucking May. What the hell is wrong with you? Damn.
Yo, you in Lululemon right now, Brad?
Fucking Dillard's. Fucking Dillard's on the grill section. Like, it is all Birkenstock. What is this? Gianni Ball? I don't even know what this shit is.
Feels like purgatory.
Gianni Benny.
Holy shit.
Antonio Milani. I don't know if it's LAX.
Those always like the fake brands that they always they try to replicate like the high end brands, so they use the fake brands.
David, why am I not surprised you know a lot about women's fashion? I'm just not surprised.
Tell them, David, because you're busy taking their clothes off of them. That's how you know.
That's right. It was like before you take your dress off, I look at the label. It's like, whoa, Gianni Versace, amazing.
Barbie dolls don't count.
Taking the clothes off of unconscious women don't count either.
Holy shit.
For the record, it was consensual.
I can't say that out where I'm at right now.
Especially not at the women's department, Brad.
See, David, you could have countered by saying, "Hey, I moonlight as a trauma center nurse."
No, that would be even creepier.
No, because they do that in the ER.
No, they wouldn't believe me because I'm a man. Men are not nurses, right?
Yeah, man.
What are you talking about? Nursing actually started out as men.
I know. It's a joke.
They're the ones that would ride into battle and like defend the wounded and drag them out, defending them against all sides. They were like a holy order, and they were some of the most feared knights in terms of a battle, and nobody wanted to go up against them.
They were protected on the battlefield like a motherfucker.
Yeah, for the record, if there's any woman in the audience, I was joking about that.
Oh, David, quit fucking apologizing, bro. Listen, you can joke, motherfucker. You gotta apologize for every fucking joke. Get out the ladies section, David. So fun fact of the day, I found this out today. In 1980, the city of Detroit awarded Saddam Hussein the key to the city.
Yep.
Wait, really?
Yeah, look at my PTR, bro. Yeah. Yep.
And that was Detroit, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Mayor Coleman A. Young. Yeah. I just found that out today, man.
Weren't they so broke that they, were pretty, like, I mean, it was just a slum that by then, it was just like, a village. Like, I mean, not really our most desirable property.
I mean, Brad, it's the reason why they filmed RoboCop there.
Yeah, but don't they have a statue of RoboCop? Didn't they add it to the city these days?
Nah, there's no statue of RoboCop.
No, I think that's the thing. They tried for years, and they finally got it there.
There's no statue of RoboCop in the city of Detroit, David. I can confirm that.
They should get a statue of you, David.
Hey, Sig, won't you tell them how the ADL got started?
What we name that statue? Homo Cop?
Hey, Sig, tell them how the ADL got started.
Oh, yeah. Adrian enlightened us. ADL got started by falsely accusing a black man of rape when really it was a Jew.
And it happened in Atlanta. Google a guy by the name of Leo Frank. This motherfucker was a sex offender. Pedo, in fact. And tried to blame it on a black man. But those southern whites didn't fall for the bullshit. They killed their ass.
They said, I knew it was Jew.
Well, that's how the ADL got started.
Okay, so for the record, I just looked it up. The RoboCop statue is in Detroit. It's in the East Market, wherever that is.
Oh, Eastern Market? Okay. I thought you meant, that doesn't count, bro. Like in Eastern Market, yeah. I'm talking about like a main statue, like the Joe Louis arm that's on Jefferson, or the fucking Spirit of Detroit that's outside the Young building. Yeah, it's not outside like a normal statue is, David.
You know, Sega, like as a hockey fan, like Joe Louis Arena was amazing, right? Then now it's called the
Little Caesars. Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Like what the fuck?
Well, the thing was that Joe Louis Arena was old as shit, bro. It was dilapidated.
Yeah,
but they rebuilt the Little Caesars. Much better.
Keep the name going, bro. Like pizza? Really?
Well, that's because the Illages own Detroit. They own the Tigers. Yeah, they own a lot of fucking shit, man. The Illages own like how the DeVosses own Grand Rapids on the west side. The Illages own Detroit.
The Dolans like own the Knicks and the Rangers, but they're not renaming the Madison Garden the Papa John's Arena. No, Garden.
Well, the Illages own Little Caesars, man. So yeah, that's why. And that's like the main thing you get there is pizza, like at the concession stands and shit. Like they're definitely gonna sell their fucking brand, market their brand.
I will say, like coming from Jersey, like I've never had pizza from.
Nice. What are you saying about Minnesota?
We were talking about Detroit. Sorry.
What were you saying, little David B?
No, I was gonna say like
Rocket Mortgage too.
You said Villages on Rocket
even
Mortgage?
like the Staples Center. Like I always call it the Staples Center, even though now it's called what, the Crypto Center or whatever. It's like some of these names. It's like crazy.
Well, that's how it was. We had an outdoor music park amphitheater, and it was called Pine Knob. And then DTE bought it and changed it to the DTE Music Arena or whatever. And like everybody fucking hated it, so nobody ever called it DTE. Everybody called it Pine Knob, and then they switched it back to Pine Knob because nobody was utilizing the new.
Dude, the fact that you go to a place called Pine Knob, I mean, I've heard of some like good stuff. But man, you urbanites, I've been telling you.
You know what my favorite is? The one in Seattle. The what is it called? Climate Pledge? Climate something? Climate Change Arena or Climate Change Stadium?
Oh, that's gay as fuck.
It's like, what the? So the city paid for it to. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Okay, we're coming live from the Climate Pledge Arena.
Yo, Brad, I'm off the MAGA train officially, bro. Trump.
What did
Rubio.
What did he do today?
Fucking lie, man. Just a fucking liar, bro.
What did he do?
Yeah, just a fucking liar, man.
Talk to me. Tell me what he did.
Just said he wasn't gonna get us involved in this shit, man. Campaigned on the shit that we weren't gonna. We were wasting lives, wasting dollars that we don't need to be over there. Same thing with JD Vance on record saying the same fucking thing. They fucking lied, bro. And if you look at the clip up top, man, he's been brought, bro. The Adelson's fucking bought Trump, man. He's an Israel shill.
Okay, so first off, what's going on in Iran actually has less to do with Israel than our own interest. And this wasn't really thing. Trump didn't come up with his idea on his own. Hold on, I gotta do a dress thing.
That's right.
Okay, so apparently I can't pick out a style, but I have no taste. So first off, it has less to do with Israel and more to do with our own controlling interest in the Middle East. Like, we frankly don't give a shit really in terms of Israel being a player. The U.S. is going to take a stance from administration to work with Israel in terms of the Middle East. The strategy is less to have to continue to fund a defensive state around Israel and more to do with, you know what, let's just end the threats because we've been dealing with this for 49 years. So from all this time, every multiple administration has tried to push forward, including Obama sending boatloads or plane loads of cash that ended up funneled into terrorist organizations. Now, no one keeps track of the 60 to 70,000 terror attacks that have been sponsored by Iran since 9/11 that are globally connected, and we can connect them. We actually have the ties and can track some of the money that they've actually helped fund these entities, including their leadership. Meanwhile, they continue to chant death to America, death to the U.S. What we're more concerned about is the shipping lanes. We're tired of sending over massive amounts of military, which actually costs us on an average year about $1 to $2 billion just to park them out there. Probably more, but it's up there in the billions, right? And we are parking fleets and assets up there and having a whole ton of bases while supporting this just to keep Iran off of the Straits and the Red Sea. So while Iran tries to sit there and does its exercise and its enforcement, multiple administrations have said time and time again that this is going to have to come to a head. And it was regardless of whether or not Israel wanted to do it. The problem that people are making a correlation to is that it's just the timing of it. Because now you have 99% of the entire world in agreement with this move. It helps to liberate the Iranian people. and it does help benefit Israel. These are all coincidences. The stars align, Saturn is in Uranus, and it has, it's just a particular side. So, I mean, it has less to do with Israel and more to do about our.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, but if you PTR, I'm looking at past tweets from Trump. All right. Ragging on Obama. In order to get elected, Obama will start a war with Iran. Next one, Obama will attack Iran in order to get reelected. Next one, I predict that President Obama will at some point attack Iran in order to save face. Next one, remember that I predicted a long time ago that President Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly, not skilled. So why all of a sudden now the switch when Trump has campaigned on this? He's on the record previously ridiculing Obama about attacking Iran. Why the switch all of a sudden? Shouldn't this have been a strategy for a while? Because
So he actually did. He actually stated that he was going to bomb the shit up. Because if you remember in the campaign speeches, Biden and Kamala were both asked, what is your response to Iran's proclivities? And this is after the 7 senators were put on their knees in the middle of the Gulf. And Iran was like, see how easy America is to take down? And they were doing that chant while holding AK-47s to the freaking head that were made by Chinese manufacturers, holding fucking old 19th Soviet era Russian bullets inside them that should have blown the guns up in the first place. But when Biden said, what is your message to Iran? Biden said, don't. It was a famous line, don't. And then they asked Kamala, what is your message to Iran? Don't. Like it was some kind of like threat there. Trump was asked the same question, and he did it on a podium, and he said, I'm going to bomb the fuck out. I'm going to bomb, I think his exact word is, I'm going to bomb the shit out of that. And he's like, I really am. He never hid what his agenda was with Iran. He was tired of it. He wanted to deal first, and he made statements to that effect on trying to deal with Iran because he wanted the JCPOA ripped up. He wanted all Iranian shit. He wanted the Navy sunk to the bottom of the sea, and he wanted to control all imports and exports into the country until the regime actually fell internally. That was his original strategic goal. But there was a little event that interrupted that goal, which was the pandemic. So, and then people forgot that, the Houthis did lock down some of that shipping, which prevented some of our stuff from in there. Then we had to take it out. And there was a lot of other things that were going on in Trump's administration, but the pandemic was overwhelmingly the main cause why he didn't get to deal with Iran at that particular juncture. Fast forward, he was always going to deal with Iran. This started on day one. Like, think about the level of planning that you had to do, the assets, the movie, the target painting, all of that stuff. This wasn't just picked up randomly. This was started on day one. Trump was always going to do this. And he said, I'm going to do this once they don't come to the table. And the case in point about backing up Trump's work, he did this with the Taliban when he was doing the withdrawal plans. He showed the Taliban leaders, I will bomb you, your families, all of your leadership. I don't care. Here's your pictures of your home. Here's where your kids play. Here's where you go to work. And Trump basically backed up his word. I don't know why people are making this strange correlation. Just because it benefits Israel does not mean that it's at the behest of Israel. It's at the behest of us.
So again, I hear what you're saying, but I've got an entire montage of Trump on his campaign trail over and over and over again saying, we don't need to be in the Middle East. It's a waste of lives, a waste of dollars. We need to pull out. We don't need to be in any regime wars. Completely, like montage, like clips and clips over and over and over again. Right? So I don't know how many times he said what you're claiming he said, but I'm willing to bet that he campaigned more on not intervening the United States in the Middle East than saying he's going to bomb the shit out of them. And
here's my point. He also said that he would actually strategically put America first and her interests. That trade, that's 70% of the world's trade. Like, no offense to you, me, KK in the crew down there with her apple bottom shoes or whatever. You guys like it affordable. You like having those goods brought over here. You want stuff made over from China. I hate to tell you this, but they interfered with us on a geopolitical level. They interfere with trade. Also, with some energy leaving off the 60 to 70,000 herd that didn't just occur on U.S. soil or to U.S. entity. It also occurred in England, France, Germany, Russia. You forgot about Russia, which is why Russia's not coming to their aid. People forgot that it was them that helped fund that terror group that tried to attack in Moscow. That was like, what, 150 people were gunned down. In Russia, you got to see Spetsnaz forces for the first time since the Cold War come in and react. So these are events. Like, that's why China and Russia are like, we're lukewarm about this shit. We don't really care one way or the other. So, I mean, you can say he says no regime change wars, but what he's doing is saying, well, this regime's got to go. It's about to go. The people need to be liberated. I want to be the hero of the hour, and I want to make sure that we have first bite at the apple, that have controlling interest in the Iranian region for their oil and other resources. I want the biggest bite of that trade deal before China or Russia gets at it, and we're going to set it up so that we can go ahead and do it. I actually think he's a military genius because he took out Venezuela to upend the supply in case anything really did detrimentally go wrong. And he's dealing with Iran, and Iran doesn't contribute to the world oil supply. So he's not really losing something. The spikes are actually just from greedy motherfuckers wanting to spike because Iran never contributed to our oil except for China, and they couldn't do it.
So if I'm getting this right, Brad, the King, you're okay with like invading countries to steal resources?
Yes.
Killing millions?
Yes.
Okay. Would it then be fair to say, like, don't cry if some of the soldiers, whatever level soldier, whatever the soldier was, came back in a body bag? Or would you then say, like, let's go
That's what
harder?
we signed, because like your nation, you don't contribute anything. We protect you.
I'm not from this country, Brad. I don't claim
No. I know you're from Europe. We protect you. We provide for you. Our men and women die for you and provide you all the luxuries that you have. You've never had to actually own up or pay the price for your freedom. It's at the behest or the lecherous entanglements of the U.S. So the U.S. has to provide it for you. You're not stepping up to go ahead and do it. So for me to say, hey, people like you to ask me, like, you feel it's okay to go ahead.
But I'm not okay with people getting killed. That's where you and me are different.
War is war.
No,
You
genocide is genocide.
Okay.
You support Israel for what? What does Israel do for you?
Okay, so 60,000
How many soldiers died because of Israel? How many soldiers of Israel died going to Iraq and Afghanistan?
60,000 terror attacks globally. And you're like, oh, no, it's just Israel's fault. Like, retard. I don't know what's happening.
My question, like, how many American, 1 second, how many American soldiers died in Iraq the first time, the second time, which was in 2003, and then Afghanistan right after 9/11, right? Which one of these wars were justified and were going to, and having like a bunch of family members coming back in body bags and with missing limbs and PTSD? You tell.
Whatever it takes for us to win our fight. Like, I'm okay with that number. I wore that uniform. You've never done it. You've never contributed. So for you to ask me that question and then act like you're going to hurt yourself.
It's not about me.
When again,
you make this about me. I'm asking you a question.
So I'm talking. You can listen.
But it's not about me. You're responding regarding me.
Just going to
ask you something regarding the U.S. You can mute me. It's okay. You can go let me, kick me. I don't care.
Okay, we'll do this, and then I'll answer your question this way, and then you can come back. So people here who just want to focus on Israel is bad, don't look at the far-reaching global implications. I didn't agree with the invasion of Iraq. I really care at the moment. What I care about is whether or not we're going to walk away from it better off than we were there. 20-year wars, I have issues with them from Vietnam all the way to Korea, all the way up to modern day. These strikes, these strategic strikes that are on Iran, that yes, we have lost servicemen and women. That's horrible. But like Sagan I did, unlike you who's crying like the bottom bitch, we put those boots on, we wore those uniforms and said, I'm willing to go here. I'm willing to do what my country needs in order to preserve the resources, their controlling interest, and to ensure that the American people have the way of life that they're entitled to. Which, by proxy, if we were going to say this, that, oh, you're just fighting for Israel, well, actually, I'm fighting for you. My service and my country are fighting for you, and they provide you the very blanket of freedom where you can cry because you and your fucking fucking wimpy little nation have never contributed fucking very much in terms of revenue, blood, sons, daughters, or even fucking manufacturing to help preserve that peace. You sat there and rested on it and then asked for funding from the U.S. to help you. So please tell me which one is actually pounding up the cost. It's not your nation.
You're still talking about me. Focus on what I asked you. Why are you talking about me and my nation that I never claimed? You are okay with a couple of genocides and millions getting killed. You said that is okay. I'm saying it's not okay. And then you have this LGBTQ, transgender, gay monologue for no reason. Makes no sense what you're saying.
So first off, again,
hey guys, I hope you all are having a great evening.
yeah, hold on.
Come on, Beth. They're talking. Let them hash up.
So first off, you again come from a place of extreme privilege, much more so than Israel. At least Israel is willing to commit munitions and men and women to go fight. You and your faggot ass nation that pretty much can't figure out what gender they are, can't even pay the same price to pay for your own defense. The U.S. has to bear that brunt. In fact, I have to put men and women in your nation, Europe, because you were the bad Russians. We had to provide the arms, the overwhelming majority of munitions and weapons. We had to secure those. We had to put energy resources to you. We had to sit up there and say, hey, you know what's great? Don't sign an oil deal with Russia, and then they invade Ukraine, and then you're screaming to the U.S., please provide more. Please provide more. And I don't know how much more we are supposed to give you, when quite frankly, I'd rather deal with Israel than really most of the European nations who contribute very shit. And especially countries like England that are waffling while their own people are getting bombed, but they're too pussy to actually add to it. And again, you're speaking from, you're worried about genocide. There's no genocide that's really going on in the way that you want it to be. So Iran is not a genocide. Iran is nowhere near
a genocide. When did I say that?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, when did I say Iran was a genocide?
You talk about genocide. And
so you're not only like ignorant, but also like delusional.
Yeah.
Hallucinating.
You're fucking retarded.
So
again, you don't know.
When did I say Iran was a genocide?
We'll do this again. So you can stay there since you're the bottom feeder that you are. You said genocide. I'm okay with going into a nation and building a Walmart in a parking lot and a McDonald's if I have to. If these people want to become my enemy and become enemies to all America. You guys, on the other hand, sit there and act judgmental and pretend that you're not part of it. Meanwhile, you're telling America we have to up our fortunes, we have to give you more, we have to protect those sea routes, we have to provide you energy. And fuck, every American in this room has to basically work 10 times harder and put themselves in an early grave for you guys.
Yeah, but Israel's in that same boat, Brad. Let's not act like Israel's not doing all this shit on the American dime as well. Come on, let's keep it real.
Who's actually promoting up men and women to back that up, though? It isn't his nation.
Yeah, but I'm saying that that's going to be your premise or your stance. Israel's in that same boat as well too, because Israel does a lot of shit on the American dime and taxpayer dollar, Brad.
I'm fully aware of it. But Israel is actually right now with Iran, they're pulling out men and women in their own resources to go ahead and fight with us. Sweden's not doing that. Switzerland's not doing that. Norway's not doing that. And yet they want us to provide that freedom, and they want us to provide that oil. And we had to do it under Biden, who Biden tried to push back things. Why do I have to mediate your fucking oil? Biden was really reluctant to send all these munitions and arms because he agreed with Trump. He said, no, you guys should be pulling up your own defenses and buying that stuff from the U.S. And they screamed, Macron and all these guys like they screamed that we had to be there because it was their interest. Why do we have to protect them and shield them when they've never contributed one dime? But Israel ponies up their blood and treasure to us. Which country is actually the more leech?
Israel's just as big of a leech, bro. They suck up a bunch of America. Dude, we're in a deficit dealing with fucking Israel, bro. Let's not act like. And can you guys bring Lubbock up? I can't bring him up anymore. Somebody bring Lubbock up, please. Yeah, dude. Brad. Israel is operating on. They take so much American taxpayer money from us, bro. It's not even real. Like most of these conflicts, this is their doing. And I wanted to point out something else too, real quick, because I heard what you said about what Trump said about bombing the shit out of them. But I got another tweet in my PTR where Donald Trump is calling out Sheldon Alderson and Marco Rubio. He says Sheldon Alderson is looking to give big dollars to Rubio because he feels he can mold him into his perfect little puppet. I agree. And who has had more access to Trump? It's been Miriam and Sheldon Alderson, bro. And I got that clip up top where Trump's bragging about how she gave him $250 million for his campaign, and that she offered him $250 million more dollars to run a third term. So again, what I'm seeing is a bunch of hypocrisy from Trump, where he's calling out certain things and doing exactly what the fuck he called out.
Okay.
It's not a good look, Viking. It's not a good.
So say we look at this. So look at Europe as a total, because I'm going with the EU, and pretty much they're all one nation because they can't fucking do anything themselves. They're really pathetic. So these spineless stubs, we give them, what was it? We give them 119 billion just into Ukraine since the start of the Russian invasion. We may have given more, but they together fucking actually matched us. But it took all of European nations to contribute to equal the amount that the U.S. had to give. So again, we come out and have to provide their protection. People may not like that. Now Israel gets about what, $3-4 billion a year under that 10-year military agreement.
3.8 billion, or
Thank
6/10,000 of the U.S. federal.
Yeah. So thank you. So it's like 3.8 for the 10-year agreement that's up in 2028, which was signed before Trump ever came into the office. And then you have their solitary budget, which is what you got. Gaza War, they got about 18 billion for defenses and weapons. Okay, you can bitch about that. That's fine. But then we also turned around and did the same thing with Europe. And you were complaining to the 100 billion. You're complaining about the 20 billion, maybe the 25 billion. You people like Ludwig are going, oh no, you need to hate Israel. Well, bitch, no, I gave them 20 billion, but I have to turn around and give you 119 billion. And then, furthermore, we have to give them more humanitarian aid. We have to give them more allocation, because you forgot USAID before Trump shut that down. The majority of that money, guess where it was going? Not to poor African nations or South American nations. That money was going into Europe. They were claiming that, and they were filtering it out through their proxies and their charities and their NGOs. So you weren't bitching of that about the money going abroad when Europe sucks the most out of us. And what do we get from Europe? Fucking fish and chips. Like, I'm serious. Like, we know the Mexicans make better food than Spain. We know that the Italians that come over here improve on the Italian food there. And at least the Italians are starting to patrol their own fucking Mediterranean. But I mean, shit, how long? Europe, like big country, literally has received more aid and given us absolutely nothing.
My country's Armenia, not the Netherlands.
Country is not Armenia. There, dumbass. Nice try.
Yo, stop kicking them down, man. Let's have the conversation, bro.
I was having
It's a small one. It's not a big
It's
one.
Ryan's sake, but he can't
Started
interrupt.
irritating now.
I mean, shit. Like, you asked a question, you asked a good faith honest back and forth, and I had a back and forth. I listened to him. I didn't interrupt him, but he's got to go through his review and all that stuff.
Yo, love it. Just chill, man, because I want to have this discussion. I want everybody to be able to give their input. Yeah, so just chill. When someone's talking, just wait, bro. You know, yeah, because I want to have this conversation respectfully. But go ahead, Brad. You go.
Well, I got to judge.
Yeah, the reason why I'm questioning all this now, because like I said, I spent the last 10 hours deep diving and digging. I found out a bunch of information I didn't know. I didn't know Israel secretly was funding Iran in the past, giving them weapons, giving them a shit ton of money. I didn't realize that Pakistan and Al-Qaeda, or the Taliban, are fucking warring right now and feuding right now. And it's looking very, very suspicious that we had this messy, disgusting pullout under the Biden administration. We left billions of dollars worth of gear, helicopters, tanks, munitions, arms, and now the Taliban, coincidentally, is now using this to fight Pakistan, which Pakistan has nukes in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just found all this out within the last 10 hours, and the more I'm finding out, Brad, it's looking really, really, really fucking suspicious. And then I'm finding out how often the Adelsons, how deeply entwined the Trump administration is with the Adelsons. I'm seeing Trump make a bunch of statements and comments, and now is doing the exact opposite of his previous statements. It's not a good look, Brad. It's looking very suspicious, and that's why I'm curious. And I want to have these conversations.
Okay, you can have them. You can have it. Does seem weird. Like, do you think that if we are doing a full scale invasion of Iraq, really we're going to do this again because there's too many cultural groups. You have Syria, and then what you're going to do is open up the northern flank to fucking Turkey to have their influence in there, which they're dying for it. They're the country that's the most outraged, and they're NATO fucking member. We supply them with multiple munitions, and you know what they do? They tell us to go fuck ourselves all the time. But no one's pissed about that. They even fund some of the people that were, by the way, going after us in the fucking Afghanistan and Iraq conflict. But that's a whole nother topic because we got to make sure we do that because people are more upset over just Israel. I'm saying if you're not going to be the anti-Semitic piece of shit and not come with full facts, but you're going to be bitched about, hey, you know what money we give to Israel? Fine, I'll stand with you, Sig, on that one. But then I'm cutting off all those European countries, and I'm not dealing a single thing. We have our nukes on their bases to protect them from who? The Soviet Union, Pakistan, India, China. We do that. We protect them. We're putting our money there and our sons and daughters there. But if you're saying, the Adelsons, you're right. Hey, you know what? Next time Tony Blair comes around, or any of these other idiots, Macron and anybody else who's got French connections, or even Ireland, Scotland, any of those places, yeah. I mean, we don't need to do it. Let Russia roll through. Let's see how far they can get. Let Germany build another army and see how that works out. Maybe the third time's a charm. I mean, we can let that happen. Actually, is perfectly fine for us. So, I mean, if you're upset about this, then be upset about the whole thing.
And what I've been seeing is their carpet bombing. Carpet bombing is not an indication of. And what I've been seeing is their carpet bombing. Carpet bombing is not an indication of a clean, precise, in and out mission, Brad.
Yeah, but look at the areas and the territories that were actually a carpet bombing. These are like fundamental staging areas, as well as, quote, underground bunkers and areas there, drone caves, drone platform areas. So, I mean, if you're looking at the targets on the scale, then yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. But if you look at actual targets and the intentionality of them, as well as providing those drone bunkers to remove those and collapse them in, again, I'm like, it wasn't going to be quick in and out. Trump didn't say this was a 3-day work. He said, we're going to just neutralize it and remove it. The Ayatollah came up and he was killed. And then the backup Ayatollah came up. And now you have a job that nobody fucking wants because they're scared of Big Daddy Trump in the U.S. because they're going to get knocked off. And Trump is saying, the Iranian people, take control of your government. Otherwise, I'm going to keep knocking out military and strategic assets in your region until it's all done. And again, say the prevailing threat is not Israel in this conflict. The prevailing threat is China and Russia. And if you want to give over all that resource to China and Russia and North Korea, go ahead. But right now, we just took out one of their, 33% of China's oil off of the black market, maybe 25. I'll go down. 25% of their oil imports off of the black market. We just knocked it out. Korea, I think it was like 40% that they were getting. So I mean,
that's through Venezuela, Brad?
No, that was just with Iran because they were selling it on the black market, and then you had Russia. So I mean, we can look at that.
Take a look at my PTR. That'll give you a sense of where China's getting its oil from through the Persian Gulf.
Like saying I would be with you when you pass that legislation that anything that they said about Israel is anti-Semitic. I agree with you. That's not anti-Semitic even about Israel. But I wouldn't say all.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at Israel where I'm seeing with my own eyes. Israel is anti-American, anti-free speech. Trying to pass legislation for Christians to not be able to proselytize in Israel. And we don't treat them that way. We allow them to come here and proselytize as much as they want. The blatant disrespect to Christians, the montage that I've seen of Israeli billionaires, Zionist billionaires, Jewish billionaires, and Jewish leaders out of their own mouths claiming they want to take over social media using AI and special teams to take away Americans' right of freedom of speech for anything that opposes the Israeli narrative, bro. Like I said, this isn't a coincidence. There's too many chess pieces on the board, bro, and they're aligned. Hold on, real quick, Brad. We finish. I'll let you know. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, it's the amount of politicians that I found out receive money from APEC, how powerful APEC is, and how many pockets they're in our United States government. How many of these people have been on the record claiming loyalty to Israel first. Like I said, I'm looking at all this right now, and it's looking very, very suspicious. And I'm looking at the history too. We really didn't fuck with the Middle East until Israel became a player over there. And all of a sudden now we're starting to get involved. And I'm looking at all the money that's flowed to these countries who are all of us, and these rulers now who are all of a sudden, enemies. At the flip of a switch are all of a sudden enemies, Brad. But we've been funding them. We've been supplying them with weapons, with military training, things like that. It's looking very, very suspicious, Brad. So real quick. I'm approaching this now. With more of an open mind to see how this kind of plays out. I can't just go blindly now with MAGA, Trump, this and that, because there's too many factors in play.
You said it was illegal.
So I didn't say go blindly. I don't just owe allegiance to Israel. I have lots of issues with their government. I think honestly, like the West Bank, that's kind of shady shit. I know that they have intrinsically done some other things around the world. But I mean, that's their politics. I have the same complaints about France, but nobody listens to me. Mostly Europe is pretty much a drain on the rest of the world. Now, to your points about saying we didn't really have these problems in there, like we did. We actually were like having issues with Greece. We had issues with Egypt. We actually interfered with those long prior to this. We had World War I, where it was actually the fault of who? Europe. These twat-waffle nations that want to go, oh, we have to hate Israel, but they don't ignore us. And they created that problem. So then second one, we had to come in, and we're now dealing with these problems afterwards. Like we had to defeat the Ottoman Empire. We had to carve up all these places, each one wanting territory. Same thing happened after World War II. They did it in Africa. And again, we're sitting here at the half state. All right, how many times should we fix this? How many times should we offer? And I'm like at the point, 50 years of dealing with one guy saying, hey, no, death to America. You need to have this kind of push. I'm like, you know what? Enough. Like Americans should be free. Like we're good. Like you want to threaten us, go ahead and do it. Do I happen to like all the allies that are involved? No. Would you trust the French to go fight with us? Would you trust anybody in Europe to go fight with us? Absolutely not. I wouldn't trust one of those spineless reject buck-tooth, broken back, buck-holding pieces of garbage to fight with us. You know how many fucking blue-green attacks we got shot on in Gulf War I and II? Like, I mean, shit, every time these guys turn around, and the first thing they do when they encounter resistance or get into a firefight, they call and ask for the Americans to come bail them out every single time. Happened in Afghanistan, happened in Iraq. So, and we heard the calls because even their French colonel, general, or whatever they fucking go by, sat there and said, when I got on the home and asked for support, I prayed every time. It was only the Americans that answered because the Americans would be, we're on our way to go deal with it. And they would come in guns blazing because we couldn't retreat. And they were fine with it because these guys couldn't fight on their own. They couldn't do it. Now you have, again, Iran, who's done 60, 70,000 terror attacks around the world. I'm okay with it. I'm like, you know what? I don't need any more American troops. I don't need any of that shit. You want to have a fight about Israel funding us? Sure. But you're not upset about Canada funding us. You're interfering with our politics like they did. You're not England, France, or any other nation. How about Saudi Arabia? You're not upset with them. How about Mexico? You're not upset with any of these nations that interfere with our elections, throw funding, and do all this stuff. So, I mean, I just find it like you can watch them, you can go ahead, but the Jews ain't running the world, and they sure as hell don't run America. We use them as an ally in the Middle East because they're our most safe and secure ally. But it's like every other demographic in America. Just because they're Jewish Americans doesn't mean necessarily they're going to secretly take down the U.S. and make the world Israel. Like that's that's a bunch of bullshit from guys who never left their computer and never amounted to shit in life and never actually had to go fight. And I'm sure I'm about to hear a lot of fat, obese guys now come off mic and call me every other anti-Semitic trope there is.
No, you're a dumb fuck, and all the friendly fire instances in the fucking Gulf
Yeah, I knew it.
were the Americans shooting dynamite.
I knew it.
Yo, don't drop him down. Brad, stop that shit, bro. Don't drop him down. He has a right to respond. He has a right to fucking respond if you're done speaking, man.
Go ahead then, bring him up and let him
Seg, I wanted to talk to you about something you said.
Okay, yeah, Tim, hold on one second, because Yaakov was trying to
Actually,
Tim, just hold on. Tim.
This is Irish spin. This is Irish spin.
Hold on one second, man. One second. Hold on. All right, I want to be fair and let Yaakov go, because he was going after Brad. Go ahead, Yaakov. Yaakov, you got the mic, man. I said, I know you want to try to. Yaakov, you there? You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, loud and clear.
Did I hear you say that there's a law in Israel that makes it illegal to proselytize?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay, what did you, because you said it really quickly. What did you say?
I said lawmakers were trying to push legislation to ban Christians from proselytizing and make it illegal.
It didn't even hit the Knesset floor because it was just so egregious. It was two ultra-Orthodox members of the Knesset, didn't represent mainstream things, and Netanyahu struck down the bill and said it wouldn't progress, and it didn't even hear its first reading, which is the equivalent of making it out of committee in the United States. So yeah, it was a proposal, but it didn't represent any form of consensus whatsoever for the, right now it's perfectly legal in Israel to proselytize. You just can't do it to minors. And you can't offer inducements like we'll give you a free vacation if you convert. So you can talk openly and preach openly outdoors and talk about your faith and preach in public and discuss with adults and do whatever you want. So it's a country, just like any other, that allows people to proselytize. Just don't do it to minors.
Okay, let me ask you this: how many times have American officials proposed legislation to prevent Jews from proselytizing?
Jews don't proselytize. Their religion's weird.
We're done.
And they spit on Christians and they beat them and do all type of things if they try to,
But that's one of my points, though, is that even
just be lying just to do it.
I'm just saying,
but that's
even
my
though
point,
just
is that
somebody proposes something that is so
it's not
far,
somebody, it's not one thing.
there's 120 members. One person suggested it.
Lies all the time for he knows that the Israeli people and are savages. They treat Christians and Muslims like goyim. They like to persecute them. He will never say anything that's truthful about people.
I am stating facts.
He is just
one
like
person.
them.
Well, this is the point I'm trying to make. How many elected officials in the United States have ever proposed to prevent Jews from speaking about their religion or preaching about their religion?
I have to go and do research. I don't think we can say zero off the top of our heads, but we'd have to do research.
It's ridiculous, man. You give voices to the most dishonest scum on here, bro. Most of these wannabe
dishonest
Jews,
scum.
They are liars. They don't want to tell the truth about the society of Israel.
Yeah, but he's not. He's a good man.
I stated facts. I literally gave you facts.
No, you didn't give facts.
Yes, I did.
Because the facts of this is what the facts are. Even though it might have not been in the Knesset, maybe it's not even legislated yet, but the reality on the ground in the city or in Jerusalem.
I am addressing comments.
Because he's a good faith debater, so they're just
to you. I don't care what you got to say. You ain't the only
Here's the thing, resistance, and I'm gonna tell you how I run my rooms. So people can have their right to how they see things. All right, that's their right. As long as they're being respectful here, we're going to give them that same respect. Yaakov has not been disrespectful at all. So
when have I been disrespectful? So why are they muting me?
So again, again, what I'm saying is that this is
exactly hypocrisy.
No, it's not
I'm stating what I feel is like that, and yet they want to mute me.
Resistance. What I'm saying is you're disrespecting my stage because you've had several mods come off, and if you've read the rules in my room, you're disrespecting the room by not following the rules. When mods come off, you need to mute up, let them moderate, and then you can resume your speech. That's how this works to keep order on the stage. So that's what I mean by respect. We're gonna, as long as we're showing respect, we're gonna give respect. That's how it works. If you can't handle that, then just hit the leave button up top, bro. It's no big deal. I'm gonna let you finish resistance, and then we keep it going.
So if that's the case, then why couldn't they just do that? Let me finish, and then he could have took his Mexican white ass off the mic and then rebuttal. I don't need him because while he's doing it.
Did you not just hear what I said? Have you read the rules in my room?
No, I never seen the rules in the
Right, that's the problem. So again, try reading the rules first, and then you'll understand. So if a mod can interrupt and give them the floor, and my mods understand that, hey, keep it quick and concise. Don't try to take and dominate somebody else's mic. But they're going to keep it quick and concise. All right? That's why. So go ahead, resistance. I'm going to let you finish, and we keep.
Like I was saying, man, everyone knows, once again, it's just like in America. And I made this point before. They have laws that they break all the time. Just like they don't have laws, but officials in the government and in the police force, they do them all the time. Just like in Israel. You know, there's not probably a law that says they can't, whatever the proper terminology is, vigilize, whatever, you know, giving the word. Yeah, giving the word of their faith and everything to try to get people to join their faith. But we know people will get prosecuted for that, meaning maybe not jail, but they get beaten, spit on, detained. We've seen it before. Thousands of people this has happened to, and especially Americans. So I don't care when he says that, it's just one minority. No, this is exactly how the Israeli government is, and this is how they treat, this is what they tell, a matter of fact, their police force to do. And that's why citizens there, settlers, Israelis, could beat people who are, giving out. We have many video evidences. Many video evidence of exactly Israeli soldiers and Israeli police aiding Jews there that attack, harass, and beat Christians there. So
cops are
that's the proof.
No, that's not proof. You're saying something. You're just throwing words.
No, that is proof. So I put videos in the chat right now. You're gonna say you're just a bootlegger from being a liar?
But this is immaterial to the sake. Said there are laws, and I was just countering that there is no such law.
I never said there were laws.
I
never said there were laws.
You say you proposed. Someone proposed. Right. Okay. Someone proposed, and I was just describing that it was proposed. It was the thought. It never made it out of. It didn't even get read. So
it wasn't someone. It wasn't someone. It was several. It wasn't something. Don't minimize.
And I'm countering you, Yaakov. And I'm countering you that even though it might not be connected, it may not be a law, it may be not something that they heard, like you trying to say, it doesn't change the fact that this is what happens in Israel.
It was 2 members of Knesset out of 120.
Amazing, right? So the chain is all going in the technicalities of the reality of the matter.
So again, damn, you fucking idiot.
Okay, bro, just keep rolling over. No problem.
Yeah, okay. Essentially, there you go. So again, all I asked was show me proof that these laws went unprosecuted and that you have substance to back up your claim. Not some weird video that you're going to utilize AI or whatever it is. Actually show me the supporting documents for it. Because yes, just like in America, we have cops that break the law and do civil rights abuses. Israel has the same. Russia, you should go see what they actually do. Every nation does this, including England, who likes to be there, and including Ireland, which most of you guys from Europe actually cry about it and think you guys have the answer to it, but you guys aren't men enough to actually go fight. So, I mean, hats off. And now you're telling us Americans who always have to fight for you and pay for you, you're telling us we need to go do something better. But I'll I'll wait until you guys actually pick up a weapon and go stand.
Brad, you're a fucking idiot. And half your claims earlier about friendly fire.
There. So I'm asking for the truth. Give me the post resistance. Give me the information.
Brad.
Yeah, I think he's a mental. That's what happens when you let these white pieces of crap just have mods and they're just idiots.
And I'm telling you, Brad, I know many Christians. I'm a Christian myself. They've been over to Israel. Only thing you can do is go to those tourist sites. Them fucking cops will fuck you up over there. As soon as they find out you're a Christian.
So KP, I also know many Christians that smuggle children in my own nation. Many of them are on the stage and they want to profess that Christianity, but we don't.
If they smuggling children, they should be fucking home.
Yeah, well, I mean, then start with the people on stage.
Who is it, man?
Can we actually speak, or is Brad going to still cry his fucking eyes out? Is Brad going to still cry his eyes out?
All right, so we're gonna give Tim the mic. Go ahead, Tim. You got the mic.
We're going to go back to the big boy Brad and his big fucking bullshit claims, and because he likes to walk around saying shit like he's been to fucking war and he's been up to his fucking nipples and blood, and thinks that he's fucking Rambo when he was probably a chef in the fucking rear with the gear who never done shit. Oh, he never actually talks about what he's actually done. But let's say what the actual reality of what the fuck actually happened during Gulf War I and Gulf War II in Iraq in 2002. The friendly fire incidences were almost all exclusively Americans killing Americans and killing British, right? If you want, I'll give you the full fucking breakdown, but there's probably not time for it. But the Americans shooting down each other, shooting down a British Tornado fast jet, shooting down an F-18 themselves, shooting down a Black Hawk, killing Marines, shooting down an F-16. Like, this is Americans of the most egregious fucking perpetrators of fucking friendly fire. I'm not sure that the only British people ever killed in friendly fire during those conflicts were other Brits. There was a mistake in tank battle where we shot one of our own. I don't believe we killed actually any Americans. Dumb fuck, if you actually sat and listened to them, would tell you that, oh, everyone else can't fucking fight, and we actually killed all the Americans, and oh, Mr. fucking Uncle Sam and his troops, blah, blah, blah. But it's just bluster and fucking bullshit. Anyway, back to the point. Resistance doesn't have a fucking great command of the English language. Sure, guess what? He's not a fucking wasp. Where the Jews sit here and try to argue things on the technicality, whether or not what he said was actually accurate, and then what the Jew claims, it's just a claim, it's not a fact, okay? Fact. The reality is there's a systemic pattern that anybody can see. You can go on social media of Christians being spat on in the street, being attacked, like even women. Like, this isn't just reserved for like men going over there. They'll even attack women traveling on their own, spitting on them, and kids attacking them for being simply Christian. So this is something that you can see with your own eyes and ears. It's before AI dipshit. Oh yeah, we can't explain that one away. This has been posted for years, long before AI, and it still exists.
But to be fair though,
Mayor Sharam, it's like a 4-block thing of ultra-orthodox.
So it went from it's not happening.
Oh my god,
I never said it wasn't.
Okay, Tim.
It only in a 4-block.
Oh my god, all right.
Well, to that white Viking in the chat, I put the videos. I'm just stating that I put most of the
videos. You see Pepe talking, bro. We just went over this shit. God damn, man. Go ahead, Pepe.
So that is, yes, that happens in Old Jerusalem, and it is almost always these Orthodox Jews that do it, and a lot of them are children. In particular, it's the kids will do it. So it's something that's controversial in Israel. Like, even they sent undercover reporters dressed as priests to see like what their treatment would be, and yeah, they were getting mistreated. Nobody's denying that, but it's that small, very small population in Israel, those Orthodox that will do it. That's not like you can't compare them to all of the Israelis. But they're also kind of known for not treating Israelis all that great. Like, if you're a woman and you're not. There's actually, you can see there's a lot of videos of like Israeli women. They'll like go near where they live and they'll say, like, you dirty whore, why are you dressed modestly? Yada yada. It's a particular group.
Pepe, respectfully, it's just the Orthodox Orthodox. I've seen many a man in the street interview talk
Well,
with
second,
the unbelieving in the street. And he'll say,
just 1 second. Just 1 second. Susan wanted the mic. She asked, or gracefully, whoever it is.
Let him finish because this is a back and forth. She can wait. Yeah, go ahead. You can finish.
I've seen many a man in the street interview, and to be honest, if we had time, I could go and probably find it, where like the average looking, not Orthodox, is really saying shit like it's in my religion to to put you to death for what you're doing, right? This isn't just isolated to a small sect within their community. This is a much wider spread pattern that you can be evidenced, right? The contemporaneous evidence exists that you can go and look at it, but the big claims to explain it away by the Jew, that's what we have to sit and listen to, as if it's presented as if it's fact, when yet we can go and witness it with our own eyes and ears and video.
But I've seen this. I've only seen one video where that happened, and I'm pretty sure you saw the same video where the guy that did not appear to be Orthodox, but it was. This was also somebody who was kind of being, how do you put it? He was preaching in a way that kind of, it's like saying that you guys are sinners, you need to find Jesus, yada yada. Basically, antagonizing them, and then he was kind of doing it in a calm. This Jew was kind of doing it back to him in a calm voice. But I once again, I don't know. I don't even know if that was his real belief.
Whether or not it says it in the comments.
I just want to listen. I put multiple videos. No. Brad is responding. Brad is responding to Tim. Go ahead, Tim. All right, Brad.
Yeah, so I just watched all of them that Resistance posted. And again, they're all conjectures. First off, Siggy, you and I have had multiple battles with the quote Christian faith on here, and these red pill idiots that we got to protect Christians. But you've seen the greatest hypocrisies come out of Christianity. But here's the case in point. Christians are protesting and up in arms about, some Middle Easterns setting up, their own little neighborhoods in states around the U.S. But you guys have issues with that. You have issues with them integrating within your own societies in Europe. And you're wanting to extol them because they're Islamic based. But you're like, oh, it's the Jews. But the videos that I see is a Hasidic Jew walk by nuns, or I guess allegedly, I don't even know if this is actually real, spits on the sidewalk and moves on. Doesn't spit on him, spits on the sidewalk and does the same thing. It's funny how we have the same hypocrisies coming out of these Christians who hate literally all the Muslims to an nth degree, even though they're free Palestine, but you fucking hate them. You don't want them in your backyard. But again, when you see this kind of rhetoric, it's also targeted just for one demographic. And when you start to break down, really where the core values are on the religious tenet, it's these fake Christians who can't be men enough to fight for their own faith. And they're begging, again, the U.S. intervention. They're begging men like you and I, because I served as Dick Schickel, and you don't know what I do. Good. I'm glad you didn't know what I did. You're in Ireland, and you never did anything for your own fucking country. Fuck you and your Lucky Charms that you go to eat a bowl of fucking shamrocks and think somehow you matter in the world. No one ever went to Ireland and said, you know what? Ireland's the key difference in the fucking world. We need them to tip a war. In fact, none of you did. And my family comes from Ireland, and I can say, you guys that are still there are a bunch of cocks. You can't even take back 6 counties. Take back your nation before you come to me and talking about what I need to do with mine. So again, when we look at this targeting on Israel, it's just a blatant hypocrisy. They're not targeting the government, the decisions, the civil rights oppression that they actually have within there. Nobody's mentioned about that, or the fact before October 7th happened, or the war, or Bibi. They had a huge, half the country was protesting on civil rights violations by the Israeli government, and they wanted an overturn on the government. They were looking to push referendums. But no one talked about that because they don't follow Israeli politics. They don't actually listen to the Israelis. All they want to do is just say it's an attack on Christians, when we have seen an attack by Christians on various other groups, and you had no problem with that. So the hypocrisy for me is just it's whatever sky daddy fight you want to have. I don't really care. And most of you incel Reddit fucking creeps really don't really matter because you're never going to see it.
Yeah, but you are both Irish by blood. You're just in a different jungle. So I with all due respect,
Can I please chime in? You guys don't.
Wait.
Can I finally respond too? Damn, what the fuck, man?
Yes, you're a nigger because I'm not Irish. You dumbass.
All right, so Viking, let Viking go, and then I want to give Resistance a chance to respond, and let's get some speakers.
We can go ahead. Keep going with the anti-Semitism. I love hearing this stuff because none of you come with facts. It's all conjecture and fake. It has to have truth.
Really?
This is the bullshit, Brad. Soon as somebody criticizes that group, you want to throw this word anti-Semitism. You just criticizing and speaking about some fucked up shit that they do. Stop using that fucking shit.
I would just like to stay in
Okay,
here once
and
again.
do whatever the fuck you want because you act like that. You wanted to come, go, then sit down and shut up because I'm waiting for your fucking intelligent, actual articulation on the matters of it. You tell me the dynamics of war and how it should be held. Tell me about the Middle East and tell me how.
I'm not speaking about war because I never served in war. So why would I speak about something I don't know about?
But you have these guys who never served jump up, who never even put on a crossing guard uniform. They were never.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with his point. That has nothing to do with his point, Brad. That has nothing to do with his point.
The Irish are worse than the fucking Jews.
Is it going to just keep
Yeah, exactly. We won't never be able to talk because the fucking mouths just running their mouths.
So you're fucking not jumping out.
Fucking Christ, when you listen to somebody else talk.
So hold on one second. So Brad, make it quick and succinct, Brad, and then we're gonna get to Resistance and we get to some new.
Here's my quick and distinct. Here's what you got. You got a whole bunch of you want to be low IQ, and if you're really pissed off at me, you know what? It is true because a whole bunch of you are the niggers. You're the ones that can't fucking read. You want to fucking pull off conjectures. You want to pull off fucking things that you have no idea. Half videos, half things. You're as bad as the left. You guys are like fucking tampon Tims, literally down on the app. So you, KP, you can go fuck yourself. The horse you rode in that. And anytime you feel like trying, come ahead and jump because no one on this stage can fucking take me on. So go ahead and try because all of you have lost in the debate.
Bro, you can't take
You guys
on
do this
this. Why
shit.
do you invite everyone in the fucking audience? Because you're a crybaby bitch.
All right, so we ain't getting personal. We're keeping it on topic.
You know what?
Brad, don't. Yeah.
He's a fucking bitch.
Oh yeah.
So all right, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to Resistance. Let's keep it on topic, gents. Let's keep it on topic. Let's move on. Look, throw your jab. Right? We can talk shit. We can call each other faggots and retards. That's cool, bro. But take it on the chin, throw it back, and let's keep it moving.
Named Susan who can't figure out what gender is, but you're
No,
going to
shut
see
up.
the
It's just a fake account. I'm actually
So Resistance, and then we're gonna open it up. We're gonna open up some new speakers. Go ahead, Resistance. You can speak again.
Yeah, it's short and plain. I deal with what reality is and the facts. And the fact is, Pep is a white piece of shit and a liar, so is Brad. Two white pieces of shit liars. The fact is, Jews harass and persecute Christians there just like Christians persecute and do the same thing over here to Jews and Muslims. They're all pieces of shit. That's number one. And they do it in Israel a lot. That's just what the facts are. And Pep is lying, saying that it's only the Orthodox Jews that do it. I put multiple videos. No, it isn't. It's even secular Jews that do it. Stop lying. They harass and attack Christians. They don't like Christians. There's nothing wrong with that. Just deal with the facts are. They don't want Christians there. They don't want Muslims there. They want that to be an ethno and religious Jewish state. Only for the Jews. Everyone else is goyim and under their feet. Say it and be honest. Stop being pieces of shit white animals that you people are. That's the problem when you come guzzling white boys. You're liars. Tell the truth for once. You're all fucking clowns.
You Christians are all like on this thing, and the same thing with your rape baby Jesus. Like you guys hold that up there as something pure and true.
All right, Brad, you gotta let some things roll, bro. You said your piece. We ain't gotta respond to everything, bro. You can't, Brad. You're gonna respond to every single thing, bro. That's why I didn't respond to what you said about me. I just took it, bro. It's all good. We ain't gotta respond to every.
It's a real sign of strength, actually.
It's just tell him chill out.
I mean, relax. The guy who talks through his nose or his vagina.
Oh my God, dude. Look, throw the jabs. If you're throwing jabs, you got to take a couple jabs.
I did take a jab.
Okay, so then we don't have to respond to everything. Let's move on. We got Susan.
I'm the only oppositional voice on the stage.
And that's the problem.
And Brad,
better, bro. But I know you're better than this low IQ idiot.
This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. right.
Thank God, Yaakov.
Look here, man, Brad. We giving you the floor to speak, okay? I didn't respond to everything that you said. All right, I've let you roll some stuff, and I'm taking some stuff in to think about it. But we ain't gotta respond. Throw some jabs, and then just take some fucking jabs, bro. It's simple.
Okay.
All right, so we look.
Like again,
listen.
I believe Jesus is a rape baby, and most of these Christians just like diddling fucking kids on it.
Oh my God.
And that's fine. Yo. And that's fine. That's his opinion. He's entitled to that shit, bro. All right, everybody just fucking relax. All right, we got Susan. No, 19 was on this. Let's go Susan, 19, and then Jack, and then Dan.
Right. Just disclaimer, I'm not a tranny or nothing. This account is just trolling, but in this room, I'm actually being myself. So I'm a guy, and I'm not a tranny. So for the Viking guy who thought I was a tranny. Anyways, just like generally about Christians and what you guys call Israel, you don't even have to watch a video. The reason why I joined this conversation and I actually want to talk like normally, despite me being on a troll account, is because I'm a Palestinian who grew up in a Christian city. Okay, you don't have to look for a video to understand the dynamic of the Israeli society, whether they hate Viking is on a call, and I hope he can listen, but I don't even care about his opinion. Anyways, I grew up in a Christian city in Palestine called Ramallah that was built by Christian Palestinians. 20 minutes away from Ramallah was Bethlehem, where basically the whole history of Christianity is. These two cities, and according to human rights and international organizations, like whatever you Google right now, right, you don't have to watch videos that resistance shared, or you don't just have to see two Orthodox Jews spitting on blah blah blah. Just read the laws of Israel, how these two cities are under apartheid, and what Israelis do to Christians in Palestine. And then you go to Jerusalem, and it's the same scenario. Like this is the facts that what Viking was looking for, right? He should know them. And then when Viking was speaking, he referenced October 7th, and he followed October 7th when he was like dragging people in the room saying, y'all don't understand the politics of Israel because you don't read Israeli society. Yet he referenced October 7th. But if he was actually educated and logical, he would start with 1948 when Israel was created, and how the state even created, and all the laws that were built from 1948 since the establishment of the state of Israel until today. So I just like this high horse he's sitting on. I served, I did, I know, blah blah, and leftist. Bro, you sound worse than leftist people, and these like simply because you're a sheep who follows whatever mainstream media tells you, right? So and to land real quick, and again, Viking, I'm not sure if you heard, but I was telling you, it's not only videos that prove that Israelis and Jews hate Christians. You can look at the laws of Israel and the apartheid that is being applied. But really quick, for real Christians in this room, I mean, why do you have to look for laws or videos that anybody will share with you when the religion of Judaism is literally admitting that we killed your God? Like Jews say, we killed Jesus. This guy was accusing Jesus of raping babies, blah, blah, blah. Like, it shows how much they hate Christian people, right? And again, it's coming from a person who got educated at Christian schools in Palestine and who lived in a Christian city, and actually lived where Jesus was born and when Jesus spread the word and the message. So if you don't want to believe me and you don't want to believe any organization that is documenting what Israel is doing, then you're just a sheep who's following and nothing more than a cracker Viking.
No, wait, Brad gets a response. He called Brad out. Brad gets a response.
9 different videos on chance, brother.
Yeah, great. Shut the fuck up.
No evidence.
Tim, shut the fuck up. Brad is talking.
I don't give a fuck. Every time these fucking incel fucking faggots that bend over and get taken in the ass all the time, always want to fucking talk because now they're jumping on a demographic. For a while there, it was all black people. You remember that on Clubhouse. These are the same idiots talking about how bad black people were for society, but now they found a key thing where it's now Israel and the Jews. So now they feel like they got a win. But I digress. So your point about Christians being attacked, the poor Christian things, you forget literally all the shit that Christians have done throughout history. So I can go through that, but I digress. The current state of it is the Christians here want to remove people. They want to institute what was that saying? They wanted to put in that we had to be a Christian thing. We have to have the Bible. We have to have one church. And we have to have all of that. And everybody else who doesn't become Christian have to leave the country. In fact, that idiot that I just had to move down because he can't control his thumb muscles, he had to sit down there and say, oh, I think we should be a more Christian state. He used to do these rants about how we needed to be only a Christian secular state in order for us to succeed. Because you want to put these religious cells in place and you're going to condemn Israel. And again, I don't really give a fuck about what religion Jews follow. I don't really give a damn about it. I don't give a damn about Muslims. I don't give a damn about Christians in terms of their sky daddies. I think you all are fucking nuts because all of you want to go uphold this hypocrisy thing of saying you're better than the other one. And then you get all butthurt when you get packed up by one of the other groups. And then you cry like it's unfair. But reality is, you guys once again are going down to your sky daddy's better than the others, so everybody should listen to you and we should hate all the other ones. And that's all you said for 20 fucking minutes between the four of you. And all the videos you post, I'm reading them, and the TikToks and the Twitters, all of them are just half true.
Some that are just not to my point, though.
Yeah, but Susan, stop. Susan. Do me a favor, click up top and read the rules to the room. Please, just read the rules to the room and please abide by those rules. All right. But Brad, you got to say your piece uninterrupted, Susan. Brad gets the fairness to respond because you called him out directly. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, and so again, these people are like the same. It's just what you're doing is having these people sit there and go, yeah, it's the Jews. Like I could say the same thing about the Christians, the Roman Church, these quote born again Christians, these Pentecostals, Methodists, Baptists, First, Second, Southern, Northern, whatever ones they are. I can call them all out for all of their shit and their pushing and their lobbying and how they try to take money from the American people and assuage us and make us believe in all this other stuff. But these guys and how they treat other American citizens who aren't part of their church, how they spit on people, how they terrorize them, because it's not like Christians didn't do that.
Hey, guess what? They should be called out. That's fair.
Okay, are you done?
No, because Brad was just responding to Susan. Susan directly called him out. So
directly addressing me.
No, he wasn't. So you're not sure. Okay, so Susan went, and then we had. Okay, so hold on, guys. Hold on.
Just saying that he didn't respond to me because he lost the debate with me. This cracker on top of me didn't even.
So again, right now I'm going in the queue for new speakers. I let Brad go because you called him out directly. And I think it's fair. If you call someone out directly, then you get to respond. Okay. All right. So I think it was 19 was next. 19, you want to go? And then we'll get out of the queue. And we'll go popcorn after that. Okay, cool, man. All right, we got Dan. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, welcome to the stage, Jack.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I just wanted to kind of talk about, forget the religious aspects of all this. Israel's biggest problem is they're anti-American. And I feel like we're dumb enough because of a boomer generation that had some religious love for Israel or some stupid bullshit as us thinking that they're more important than Americans. And, our sons and daughters are now dying in wars to defend these people in a region that is very far from home. And Netanyahu is definitely a fucking corrupt piece of shit. We know a lot of Israelis don't give a fuck about Americans. They see us as cannon fodder. And we've been stupid enough to go along with it for a long time. Those days are coming to an end. Thank God. Thank fuck. We're done with these fucking people. We never had big problems in the Middle East except for, before us jumping in front of bullets for these fucking people. We decide, there's only 2 billion Muslims in the world. Let's just fucking go with the 16 million Jews and let's appease them and start fighting with 2 billion people all around the world. I'm tired of it. My generation, if you're 40 and under in America and a proud American, a patriot, you're fucking tired of it too. And I just can't wait to see the day that this shit is over. And I'm not going to address anyone. I'm tired of hearing fucking low IQ defense of Jews. I wish they had a better fucking representative on this stage. They deserve better, to be honest. If a Jew is here, please come up, bro. The person defending you guys is just not doing well at all. But anyway, thank you so much. God bless, man.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Good. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next person. I think Dan's been on the stage. Cash, you're the last one, so we're gonna go Dan, DV, Kaz, and then we'll open it back up. So Jack, I agree 100%, brother. Well put. So Dan, you got the mic, brother.
Yeah, you guys can go to the next. You guys can go to the next speaker because I'm currently getting bombed by these fucking Jewish cunts.
Wow.
All right, so DV.
Hit that target. I hope they put that word right on your phone.
All right, so DV, you got the mic. You can go.
Assuming we're not just hating on the Jews, but
I hope not.
For the heck of it, it's interesting. For 30 years, I have not been a supporter of the Zionists. And just because it never made sense to me. It never made sense why Christians, and I am a Christian, why we have this weird love affair with Israel. And it never made sense to me. And I've had many people try to explain it to me. Oh, they're the chosen people, blah, blah, blah. And I've always looked at it like this ever since I was younger, which was, let's say you're a husband, you get a divorce, because your wife cheated on you, okay? And you marry a new woman. But you tell that new woman, hey, no matter how much I love you, just understand my inheritance, everything I'm really about still goes to the old wife, the one who also killed my son. And it just never made sense to me. And one thing I've learned over the last, say, 15 years in politics is that if the other side is saying something, it's probably the very thing that they do. And so when I look at anti-Semitism and that it's being thrown around, it really got me thinking. I'm like, wait a second, well, anti-Semitism, what's with that? And the only time I really ever hear of anti-anything in history is anti-Christ. And so that's what it dawned on me. They're going to go around, and I'm talking from a Christian perspective, they're going to take the Antichrist statement and make it their own by accusing you of being an anti-Semite, which most of them aren't even Semites. I don't even understand why we even believe the Jewish religion even still exists, because it doesn't. And so, a lot of people may have associated with it, but it doesn't exist. And so it was done away with 2,000 years ago. They can't even practice their religion the way that they have to, and they've changed everything. And so on that note, I feel good that the vast majority of people, especially people that are around 30,
right? And Hitler wasn't having that shit, and that's what he did. And 6 million Jews never got killed. If you have common sense,
wow.
6 million.
David Bovadier, shut the fuck up. You're not coming back up, bro. Shut up.
6 million Jews never fucking died, right? If you look at old texts before the Holocaust, 6 million Jews has always been a saying, death of 6 million Jews has always been a saying in a lot of their papers, like a folktale, right? So 6 million Jews never died. That's a whole fucking lie. People weren't getting killed in the gas chambers. That's a whole fucking lie. The winners of the war write the story, right? So America won the war. Now, what people don't understand, there's a relationship between Israel and America, but it's because America, within the U.S. government, there's a corrupt government. And these people, there's like a secret government, right, in the U.S. government. There's a secret government in the Israeli governments, and they're all in cahoots, right? But these bad actors, they're friends with each other, right? So that's why America's been in partnership with Israel. Trump, he's a different piece in the game because, like I said, he's trying to take down. He's against, from what I know, he's against all that shit. Now I don't know exactly the intricacies of what he has with Israel, but just know that Israel is not safe either, and Trump will take them down last. But you guys keep looking at this relationship with Trump and Israel. No, Trump is new to the White House. There's already been a relationship. When Trump comes in the White House, that relationship, even if it's a bad one, is not gonna just cut ties, you know. But he's just taking care of business, take care of Iran. You know, I'm pretty sure the Iran people are happy because they're free, whatever. And that's how it's gonna go. So it's not gonna be a war. Iran's gonna be free, and then Trump's gonna, or if he hasn't already, take out the corrupt people out of Israel, and we're gonna be headed towards world peace. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Bro, you're so close and so far. It's so weird how close you are, but it's actually.
Yeah, that's I said don't interrupt.
I'm done.
You done with your submission, guys?
Yeah, I land the plane. Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. Timmy, if you want to come up back up now. All right, I'm gonna open up the floor popcorn stuff, bro. Look, this is about sharing information. All right, you don't have to agree. Can somebody else bring up Tim? I ran out of invites.
I can't bring him either.
Yeah, someone can bring up Tim. And this is what you guys got to realize too. When you interrupt the stage and you get kicked down so many times, you're gonna not be able to come back up. So just fucking chill, man. You don't have to fight every single battle. Just wait your turn.
It's simple for yourself, sake. Just like turn off the hand raising and then boot people if they can't behave. We're old enough, in my opinion.
I mean, I shouldn't have to do this though. We're all fucking grown ass men, bro. We should be able to sit in silence and listen to what someone has to say. You don't have to necessarily agree with them. Jot down a quick note, and then when it's your turn to fucking talk, then you can respond. And like I said, you can throw jabs. I don't care. You call each other retarded, assholes. I don't give a fuck, man. But throw the jabs out there and just be able to take a couple jabs too, man. And let's keep the conversation flowing. All right. Can anybody else invite KP? Can you invite Tim back up?
We can turn off the audio for a second and let him come up, and I'll just turn it back on.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me turn it off real quick. Okay. Henry's in. All right. You didn't. All right. Try to come back up, Tim. Okay.
I appreciate the effort to turn the hand raising.
Guys, please have some respect for Sig's room.
But guys usually take this a bit too fucking seriously, so I'm going anyway.
That was the lamest shit ever. Coming on stage.
And Cass, you spoke about, you mentioned Hitler, and someone said that he was Jewish.
Yeah, I heard that.
That is correct. He's a half Jew. His mother was a Rothschild, or no, she was German that went to become a maid in a Rothschild home, working for the Rothschild, him and his wife, and he ended up fucking her and got her pregnant, and that's how you had Hitler.
Who are you talking about, Kate?
Hitler. He's a half-breed Jew because his mother was a maid that worked for the Rothschilds.
It wouldn't surprise me. They're all somehow. It's always like, I don't want to say like I'm sounding like I'm going to generalize, but it's always some fucking German bloodline. Like you can't make this shit up. You just look into it. Call me by all means, please call me a conspiracy nut.
That's why a lot of the second war and shit, because he was pissed off because of his mother. Because the Rothschild, his father, denied him. Pretty much say your mother just a whore. And he was pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you this. Hey, you know this about like the phone number that they use in American movies till this day? Call me on 555-555-555. Look into where the 555 comes from. It's the amount of members of the Union of Adolf Hitler, which was completely made up because one had like 42 members of a union, right? And the other one had like 47, one had like 53 or whatever. And he was like, do a little bit of like psychological warfare. He's like, I'm just going to make up a number, which was 555. Not true, Sig?
That's not true, no. So it's because they weren't even using 10-digit codes back then, bro. Yeah. The 10-digit codes, the 555, like seven codes with a 3-digit area code wasn't even used back then. So that was used in the movie industry because the way that they had set up the phone numbers, 555-5555 wasn't even a number that they gave out. That was a non-active number. So that that was safe to use in the movies that people were going to call.
So that is
the 555 number came out because in one of the movies they actually had a phone number, and that phone number was to someone's residence, and they just kept getting called and called and called because of that movie. So they said, you know what, this is wrong. We're just gonna make up this 555 number. That's how 555 got started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because back then they were using switchboard operators. They had to directly connect you to a line, so there weren't even numbers. And those numbers started off as like I think like smaller, like 4 to 5 digit numbers, and then they advanced once more and more people started getting phones. They had to, largen the number capacity to fit the new people that were getting access to phone lines and stuff. So.
And even prior to that, you had to put, there was like alphabets inside of the number. So when you call the operator, you would say 555A2, and they would put you through that number.
I got a question for you.
Could it be possibly both? Because I'm reading number 55 refers to membership. Number 8 with Hitler was assigned to the party DAP in January 1920.
Yeah, they didn't even have numbers in 1920. Like it was all direct switchboard and stuff. Yeah. Numbers didn't come until decades later.
When they had switchboard, that means therefore they were not using numbers?
No, they weren't using numbers. So they were direct lines. So the switchboard operator your phone would connect to the switchboard operator, and they would pick up, and you would say, "Connect me to this person." And then
connect me to SIG.
Yeah, and then they would physically plug you in, and then you would get that connection to that person. And then they started using numbers once more and more people got access to phones. But the numbers started off like, so we got 10-digit phone numbers. Yeah, that's how it worked.
I got a question for you guys. With this war in Iran, do you believe that Trump went in with good intentions to help set these people free, alongside of claiming the oil to kind of like make a defense against China, those kinds of strategic things? And if Trump could do it the way that Trump would want to do it, that it would just be very quick and over. But do you think it's going to end up getting fucked up because Israel is involved?
No. Why would it?
I get the sense with it. It's like the kid who gets in a fight and then gets the bigger guys to come in and kind of hold down the bully. And then while the bully is restrained, they end up punching him in the nose. And, and that's my concern, is that Israel is going to take advantage of the opportunity to try to annihilate not just Iran's leadership, but Iran itself.
Iran's not going to get annihilated because, like I said, Trump. People, I don't know why people think Israel is running the show. Trump is running the show. People keep saying Israel got America under its thumbs. It's the other way around. Maybe before it did under the other presidents like Obama and shit, but it's not that way no more. The Iranian people, they're gonna be free, and there's a lot of peace treaties that's gonna happen. But these other countries, I'm pretty sure there's been backdoor meetings with them and Trump, basically letting these people know to basically like stand down, like, or get with the plan or you get hit, and people had to make a choice. But from what I know, he's just clean. It's a lot of the corruption is getting cleaned up right now. This war might not even be important. I don't really think all that shit is important. I think it's just show.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump is more of a man of principle or a man who wants the deal? Like the deal is the end goal in all things for Trump, or do you think would he let a deal go based on principle?
Yeah, Trump would definitely let a deal, but Trump doesn't need to let a deal because the way he moves is, if you present him a deal, he's gonna counter it with his version of the deal, and you're just gonna have to agree because it's America, you know. You're just gonna have to agree. But I think it's more of a principle. I don't know how deep into conspiracy you go, but it's a whole lot of shit going on in the background that, like, I know I've witnessed this shit, but it's just like Trump is in office because there's a group of people that sent him to run president for this exact reason, just to clean this shit up, man. And that's what's gonna happen, though. But you gotta let the shit play out, though. A lot of people think we're going into war. We're not going into war.
Yes, can I ask you a quick
But
question?
if I could respond,
Go ahead, sir. I'll go right after you.
yeah. Well, what I say is this. All right, what the other gentleman said is, I respectfully disagree. I believe you are wrong, sir. Donald Trump, fact of the matter is, absolutely is under the thumb of Israel. Remember, the Jewish lobby gave him $250 million during his campaign for his second run for the presidency. $250 million. Remember, he was in debt. He was being convicted. Okay? Okay, he didn't have any money when he was running the second time.
Well, hold on, real quick, Mr. Just to correct you, I'm gonna let you finish. But that was towards you can't use campaign money towards personal for personal gain. So that $250 million, that's a link I have up top of the Jumbotron from Marian Adamson. She did give him $250 million, but that's for campaign, not personal use.
Yeah, well, I didn't say anything about personal.
You just did. You said he was in debt. He was bankrupt. That's what you said. That's personal.
Let me finish. What it was is he didn't have any money for his campaign because he owed a lot of stuff. So yes, he needed that $250 million from Gloria Adelson, from Miriam Adelson, and absolutely, Donald Trump is in bed. The thing about Benjamin Netanyahu, okay, and his foreign policy in Israel is that basically Israel looks at America and the American military-industrial complex as their personal insurance policy. Okay, against any threat that poses them in the Middle East. Okay, there is a law written, codified, I believe it was in 1943. Okay, when they founded the State of Israel, the United States Congress codified that the United States will support Israel and give them support in any type of diplomatic incident or military conflict that they found themselves in. Okay, and now here we are today. What's crazy is that in the 70s we did have a president.
You mean 19?
And I'm not even.
Israel became a state.
Hold on, brother. Okay, in the 70s we did have a president.
No, you just misspoke. That was correct.